We got some brand new Wrath of the Druids and Siege of Paris leaks that hint at another returning weapon type. Pretty wild. And some other interesting things as well. Also, a new update for Valhalla was submitted, so we should expect it soon. We got new Ubisoft Connect challenges and more. So I thought to go over a like on the video would of course really help me out. And let's go. Sammy won my previous giveaway and shared it now on Twitter. And I already started a new one which you can enter via the link in the pinned comment for 2,300 Helix credits. Be sure you are a subscriber of the channel as well before you enter. And good luck. In my first big video based on my recent interview with Jose, the post-launch producer on Valhalla, he was able to confirm that Bassim's outfit is coming to the game. And well, French YouTuber Jonathan just found a file named Bassim's outfit in the files of the game already with a description too. So, as speculated, it seems to function similar to the Altair and Bike outfit, so being just one chest piece likely. And as I told you before, it's coming sooner than we think, so likely in a few weeks. But Jonathan also shared other potential DLC info and a link to his channel of course in the video description. It's not confirmed what we're about to go over, but it does make a lot of sense. And the biggest leak is that next to the one-handed swords Ubisoft already confirmed are coming to the game, we could also get Sickle Swords, because the first description for a trophy or achievement that Jonathan shares says that we have to defeat 100 enemies by using a sickle, and that it's connected to the Wrath of the Druids DLC. And I never really thought of this when looking at the art for the expansion, but yeah, this Druid has a weapon that could be the sickle they are referring to. It's likely no coincidence. And actually in Valhalla right now, we also have these bandit enemies that with a stun attack let you grab their sort of sickle swords and take them out. Like, we also got another look at their weapons here. This totally seems like a sickle sword we might get in Valhalla, although it could also be more like the sickle swords we saw in Origins. It's of course the same team making Valhalla, so it makes sense if they take the learnings from Origins and that weapon type and apply it to Valhalla. And I really quite like the weapon in Origins because of the insane combos you could do in the Fury mode. Like, you can just continuously slash an enemy and even hit multiple enemies if they are close by. It's really cool. So I'm curious how this weapon will play in Valhalla, and does this also mean that we basically get 2 new sword types in the game? Because if we have to kill 100 enemies using the sickle, you would think that it's like a completely new weapon type, right? And not just an item you're using briefly for a quest. So very interesting indeed. There's also an achievement about Puka, which is a mythical creature in the Irish folklore, a shapeshifter who can take the form of many animals and even also human form. But they will still have a sort of animal trait if they do so. And I'm getting this info, by the way, from All Monsters Go to Space on YouTube. A link also in the video description. So we should keep an eye out for that. Curious how they will implement that in the DLC. There's a trophy for getting all the viewpoints in Ireland, for defeating 5 children of Danu. I would not be surprised if we're seeing the Druids targets added to the order menu, kind of similar as to what we saw with the Legacy of the First Blade DLC for Odyssey. And we also have one achievement for Bran the Blessed, a giant in the Welsh mythology. He was too big to fit into a regular house or building. So I'm curious how they will play around with that. We of course saw some large bosses in the mythical worlds, so maybe it will be similar to that. But yeah, we will find out soon enough because the DLC is launching on April 29th, and I'm sure we will get way more info and footage before it goes live. But I never expected to already see a new weapon type in that DLC. If this leak is of course true, like that would be crazy. And it seems like the regular one-handed swords are linked to the Siege of Paris DLC, because one achievement has us defeat 100 enemies by using a short sword. And we also see the Dyrin Doll achievement, which was a mythical sword from a paladin named Roland, also a French military leader. So we will likely be able to get that during the DLC, although this could also be like a two-handed sword looking at the photo here. But yeah, if the DLC introduces one-handed swords, then that would make way more sense, of course. But yeah, I would be surprised if these new weapon types are only linked to Season Pass expansions. I totally think that upcoming item packs will also include a one-handed sword. And I also just want, like, the merchant to have at least one regular sword or something, so everyone is able to try the new weapons when they release. And by the way, totally check my big video on the one-handed swords and my Ubisoft interview, which I will link to after this one for if you haven't checked it yet. There's also going to be a new ability in the Siege of Paris DLC called Plague of Rats, which will likely be similar to like the rats in A Plague Tale Innocence, you would think, right? So maybe we can summon rats to kill our enemies. We saw something like that in Dishonored as well. Sounds really cool. We have to get all the viewpoints again. And there's also one achievement called Sweet Kiss from Paris. Maybe that's linked to Eastrid, that you can like meet her again. I romanced her during the main story, so would be cool. And the Order of Ancients will also be in France. I think this was already confirmed. I really can't wait for both DLCs, like they seem to be massive. And the Paris expansion should also have replayable activities that I hope are really replayable this time. Something that Valhalla is still missing. It's coming in the summer, I think late July, early August, if I had to bet. And I will of course keep you up to date here for when we know more. But yeah, let's now focus on the more imminent future, because we're getting a small update very soon. One of my favorite new Twitter accounts, PlayStation Game Size, posted that Ubisoft submitted a new patch. No change to the actual file size, implying that they're not actually adding new things. No, I think this is only focusing on the current issues with the crashes in the settlement. We of course now have the hotfix that is turning off all the settlement decoration, so I expect with this update they are fixing the main issues and that we can use our settlement items again. Usually when an update is added to the database on Wednesday or Thursday, it means a release on Tuesday the week after that. So that's what I expect, but I'll of course let you know here once we know more. What we have right now are the new Ubisoft Connect challenges that I want to quickly go over. We have a new community challenge, 350,000 Jams Vikings in a week. Kind of hard to predict that one, but we haven't been successful in over a month now with these community challenges. And at least for me, recruiting characters in the Jams Viking Hall still doesn't count. So it's going to be hard, but what if everyone watching this video right now recruited 5 Jams Vikings this week? So we have to go to the docks, unfortunately, travel to the different cities, and if we all did that 5 times, we will get the 10 opal. And I would love to make that happen. I already am close myself. Drop in the comments, I did my part, if you were able to successfully recruit 5 Jams Vikings. More is of course even better, but let's like focus on 5. If we all do that, yeah, we will be successful. And it also helps that one solo challenge is for like recruiting a Jams Viking, so that at least is one. For the other 3 solo challenges, we want to go to the dummy area in Norway, put the game on easy, and then we have to kill 50 dummies with a sword. And I can say sword now because there's only one sword type, so I'm gonna do it while I still can. 50 dummies with a spear and 100 assassinations are also needed for the 20 opal in total from the solo challenges. And Red approved that it will come in handy. Subscribe, of course, for way more Valhalla content. Trust me, I got a ton of cool stuff coming your way. A like on the video would, of course, really help me out. And check out that big video on the one-handed swords, Bassim's outfit, what I think they will be. You can watch it by clicking on the screen, or I will link to it at the end of our photo mode showcase that we, of course, like to do here at the end of every Valhalla video. You can send in your shots via the JorRaptor hashtag on Twitter or via my dedicated pictures channel on Discord. You can join the Discord via the link in the pinned comment, and be sure you accept the rules, and then you are able to post. Okay, Joyce, your turn, the photo mode expert here on the channel. You selected 3 shots from the community, so which one did you select this time?
Hello. First up is Captain VG over on Discord, where darkness took over and Eivor finishing off the enemy brutally. I know it just looks like a regular finisher, but for some reason with the Draugr set, the rain, and the area where they took the shot, it gives it a bit more impact, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. Really cool.
Up next is Mojo Riot over on Twitter, who took on the big boss chicken from the Astara Festival quest while dual-wielding shields. Wonder what his strategy is here. Must be a reason for it. Also love the pose here where the chicken is like right about to attack.
Does the like chicken have like a feather in it, his or her hand, or
a feather? Yeah, it
kind of looks like a sword or something.
And let's wrap it up with Piotr, and I hope I pronounced this right, also on Twitter, who took this amazing close-up of Eivor while being covered in blazes of fire. It looks so powerful, including the face tattoo. I know a lot of people find this one one of the best, and I agree, the tattoo totally fits
Oh,
the
wow.
setting.
Yeah, I talked about it during stream, but I think you should like make a cool face tattoo and where to find them video at some point.
Yeah, we should, right?
Yeah, for sure. So totally subscribe for that video, and of course to see more shots and your shots, and then maybe you are in the next video. And check out our previous video, which you can watch by clicking on the screen. For now, we will speak to you next time, and goodbye.
Goodbye!